Hey everyone, Matron here. I'm going to bring you another StarCraft replay, this time between Frel and TheCapn. This is going to be Game 2 of their best of 3 series in the first round, the round of 12, in the Scarlet Crusade StarCraft 2 tournament. TheCapn was fortunate enough to win the first game on Metalopolis with some Muta lane play, and now Frel needs to win this game to force a Game 3. The winner of this series will actually go on to face me in the next round of the tournament. So, be interested to see how these players do and who I'm going to face next. Frel throwing down his 9 pylon, again a little bit farther back from the ramp so that he can possibly wall off with gateways and cybernetics cores to prevent a baneling bust. Captain getting down an extractor relatively early. And he's also sending out a quick scout as well. So he's going to be able to get a lot of information. Maybe doing this to try to prevent any cheese. He wants to see the gateway go down rather than the forge, perhaps. Most important part of scouting Protoss is what the second building is, whether it's a gateway or a cybernetics core. So hopefully he's able to spy that. Frel attempted a pretty standard 4-gate push in the last game, and also had a robo facility out. Created a few immortals to try to counter the early roaches, which the captain had been using. Looks like the captain's throwing down a 15 spawning pool through the production tab here. Frel's going with 2 gateways this time, so we may see some 2-gate pressure. Frel might have gotten the sense that Captain was weak in the early game, and he might send these zealots out to pressure him early. The spawning pool is about to complete. We see our queen being trained and Zergling speed immediately. So that early gas allows him to get the Zergling speed out as soon as the spawning pool gets finished. Frel throws down a cybernetics core. So he'll probably be working on warp gate tech momentarily. And Krena boosting out zealots here. He's about to supply cap himself a little bit. There's one zealot. It's not going to be made for a few seconds. But do you like to see with these 3 zealots maybe push out a little bit and see what Captain has going? Right now he has no units. Actually just 2 Zerglings, 1 at each tower. So he's going to be able to see anything coming. But Frel should probably move out with these zealots and apply some early pressure. He can still leave 1 zealot to prevent a run by. Let's see what Frel's 3rd production building is going to be. He may throw down a robotics facility. Looks like it's going to be a gateway. So he's going to open into at least 3 gates here. Captain's thrown down an early expansion and a roach warren as well. And he's also getting a lair. He's got his 2nd gas up, though he needs to get drones on that. Frel's going to move out. Looks like this Zergling's going to see it early. We'll see if Captain reacts by creating any units. Looks like he's going to get 1 roach out. He may not have enough larvae to respond to this sort of push. He did throw down this expansion. It's going to be vulnerable to these zealots. Looks like Frel's going to take down the Zergling at the watchtower. This expansion gets cancelled. Probably a smart move. And he's going to queue up 4 more roaches. So, seeing some defensive moves here. Also throwing down 2 spine crawlers. These 6 zealots come in, they need to start attacking these Zerglings, not just move past them. A little bit of mismicro here. Looks like Frel's attacking his own zealot there, focusing it down. These roaches are going to come in from behind. They just spawned. They're going to be able to take down the zealots very easily. these spine crawlers didn't even need to be made. Looks like he's got a good cancel on that spine crawler, very smart there, and he's going to use those minerals to throw up that hatchery. Frel's got his 3 gates. I'd like to see a 4th production building up a little bit earlier, either a 4th gateway or this robotics facility. I'd like to see the robotics facility finish, or be finished by the time that first attack doesn't work. Now he's going to be a few minutes behind in trying to get out units. Captain now has 6 roaches to Frel's 4 stalkers and 2 zealots. So Frel should possibly push out again, maybe up this left side, or at least take the Zelnaga watchtowers. He needs to really push the captain, prevent that expansion, and force him to create units and not drones. Captain still doesn't have any drones on this second gas here, so that's going to hamper him if he tries to go for mutalisks or maybe even infestors at all off of that lair. Second hatchery is about to spawn, moves his queen into position, the low energy queen, so smart move there. Again, taking control of this watchtower. He's got an overlord on the left side. He might be able to suicide that later on for some scouting, or possibly see any drops that, or void ray play that Frel might use up the side there. Frel now getting out an immortal in response to the roach that he saw, so that's a good move. Immortal again can 3-shot the roaches. Looks like Frel canceled a building there. Not sure what it was, but he's going to be Psylocked here, so if it was a pylon, that's a bad move. I'm going to cancel this immortal here, maybe throw up another pylon or even an expansion. Captain's now working off of his 2 bases, 32 drones to Frel's 21. 21 is not a lot, especially when you consider you have 6 on gas, so only 15 on these 8 mineral patches, not even 2 per patch. That's not very good saturation. Looks like Frel's sort of lost his probe production, maybe as he was pushing out there. Captain again just creating more overlords here. Looks like he just created 6, so tired of being Psylocked. But you want to create your pylons and overlords one at a time, as soon as you need them, not earlier, not later. Kind of an art you develop as you get used to macroing. Looks like Captain gets up a Hydralisk den, so he might go for some Roach Hydralisk play here. I'd like to see him maybe get the Evolution Chamber out and start working on the ranged weapons for Zerg. Since he did choose to go Hydralisk, the ranged weapons are going to work for both the Hydralisks and the Roaches. Frel, meanwhile, has no forge up, so no upgrades for him. He is pushing out of 4 gateways and this robotics facility, though he's not quite able to keep these gateways on cooldown with just the 1 base. I'd like to see him expand here, especially compared to Captain, who now has 2 bases, decently saturated but not great. Frel really needs to expand to try to keep up in the economic game. He should also push out with this army at this point and at least see what Captain has, and perhaps harass this expansion a little bit. If we look at the unit tab, Captain now has 5 Hydras, 6 Roaches, and 6 Zerglings. Pretty well-rounded army. Frel has 10 Zealots, 3 Immortals, and 9 Stalkers, which is an army that should be able to crush Captains at this point. Hydralisks are very good against the units from the gateways, but if you don't have a lot of them, not going to do too well. Frel kind of mismanages his army here a little bit, as does the Captain. Captain engaged with just his Roaches and not his Hydralisks. He should have pulled back to his base and engaged together. Frel had his Zealots caught up in the back again, just like he did in the first game. So he's not going to be able to use this army effectively. Down goes 1 queen. The other queen needs to be focused down. Just 2 more shots from a Stalker should take it down. Captain is surrounding with Zerglings best he can, using his high ground Hydralisk as well as his Spine Crawler. Frel should be concentrating on this expansion here. If he had brought a Sentry, he could block off this ramp here. He's doing a smart thing, not engaging that Spine Crawler. Should be trying to take down these Hydralisks and just keep pulling back, work on workers here, try to impact the captain's economy. We're going to get a big surround here on the zealots, and the zerglings on the sentry and the immortal. God, can't talk, can't keep up. Again, these hydralisks are going to work on this immortal after the shields were taken down by those zerglings. Zealots just working on zerglings. Hydralisks kiting back, they're very fast on this creep. And now he's going to use this spine crawler to support against these zealots. So, Captain does a very good job defending there. You could tell he had home field advantage. He was able to support his initial army with many reinforcements, use this static defense, and ward off